If our film went into production, we thought it would be more suited to an independent film studio such as Bedlam or Seesaw Productions. These also produced The King's Speech, which was a fairly low-budget film of small or little to no effects, and ours would be similar, as like Gangster doesn't really need special effects. We believe our film would not particularly be eligible for funding, as it does not support like any heritage or cultural things. It's purely just entertainment. When we were planning our film, we thought that the demographics of our film would be more suited to men and women who around the 25 to 50 range, who enjoy crime and action, because we wanted to challenge ourselves and not like make a film that appealed to our age group. We thought it would be much more like better if it suited a different audience, as we thought it would be like very overdone, the like teen drama genre. Watching back on our preliminary task, we've identified mistakes we've made, such as in the shot where me and Tamarah are talking to each other, the tripod is slightly askew and that gave it a wonky look. Since the overexposed preliminary task, we've learned how to use lighting much more effectively and properly. We have, however, learned very useful things such as doing camera shots match on action and short reverse shot.
When we looked at the two similar film openings, we noticed that there was a logo at the start of both of them, so we did see that as a vital convention when we made our own. So we made our logo and we decided to combine both of us, so we had Mooney Films and John Green Productions, and have it the time of the day switch over a scene in mountains, because we thought that the mountains were in quite a lot of filmer logos, and we thought that why don't we do our own take on it and have an animated sky. Then in both of our film openings we studied, which was from the film The Man Who Wasn't There and Memento, we noticed that both of them started with a fairly static shot. The first in Memento was of a Polaroid photo developing but shot in reverse, and then in The Man Who Wasn't There it was of a barbershop sign just spinning and then zooming in ever so slightly. So we decided to move on from the static shot of Rosalie's hand to pan across the room across to Florian. Representing social groups in our film opening, I do think we fell back on stereotypes. Our two lead characters are a man and a woman. The woman is dead, she's on the floor, she's dressed in a pretty white dress. Florian, or Frank in the opening, is wearing a suit and he's tall and he's all bone structure, and then our other character is an older man who's commanding the younger man what to do. Semiotics wise, I think that we did use obvious ones like the symbol of a suit to address that he's clean and he's well put together and he's calm and collected. And for Rosalie, we did use her in a white dress, pearls everywhere, to indicate that she was a woman of high status and power. Okay, when we conducted our audience research, we asked questions such as, do you think the opening should start in the middle of the crime, or afterwards, during, before? The general consensus was during or afterwards, because they didn't want a big lead up and then the crime to be the climax of the film. So in our opening we did start that way, and after showing them the opening afterwards, they said that they really enjoyed the fact that it started with her dead, because it created enigmas like, why is she dead, who killed her, why did she need to be killed. Another thing our audience said was that they wanted mystery. So we do have a shot of a man talking, parallel edited through the sequence, but we didn't show much of his face. The other bit they particularly enjoyed was that our protagonist, because when we asked them if they should meet the protagonist and associates, they said yes. So that's why we have that talk scene, is because we wanted to show our protagonist and where he's come from and why he's doing his actions. So they also said that they enjoyed that, knowing that he had a boss, and that despite he's going around killing people and he's doing things, that he still had an authority over him, and that that was asserted to a certain extent, and he did have to follow that. So showing his associates, starting with the end almost, and keeping that element of mystery went down really well with our audience, because that's what they said they'd wanted to see. In the process of making our film opening, me and Sam have learnt so much about media technologies, particularly with the camera and the boom mic. The camera, particularly framing, we've learnt how to frame things so they look professional. We've got static shots where the character changes the shot size rather than the camera does it. Recording sound, we've learnt the boom pole, how to eliminate hiss, how to sort out direct sound quality so there's not too much going on in the background, things like that. Another thing that we've really come a long way with is Adobe Premiere Editing Suite. We've learnt so much. I mean, we made our logo in that using effects controls and the opacity and the motion meter. We've learnt how to fade things, to crossfade, how to add audio, how to edit audio.